Quality software. well. All right.
Challenge for me.
Fire the lance batteries!
Purge this heresy from existence!
Keep your wits about you. Behold as I slay
Madness! Conquer!
Challenges make the spoils that much sweeter.
Here is actually reproducing the character from more that she had them, but doesn't necessarily. But they're not 100% gone either, so it's kind of like it manifests mainly in the story as a few simple tricks that she still can kind of pull off, but most of her powers got burned out during events prior to the story. I kind of feel like Saintic almost makes more sense. Let's go with that. Welcome! We're just about to hit play on the start. Just finished character creation. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, let's let it go.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
My name is Carlyn True.
My regards, mistress. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you, understandably so. Given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought
So
here?
that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
You say I am one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there's another candidate.
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Hello! Welcome to the stream. We are literally just getting started, so nobody missed anything particularly
Keep your wits
important.
about you.
I'm gonna go over here and mess with the NPCs. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Late people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. In the name of the Omnissiah, refrain from any further profane acts. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen. Yeah, that sounds about accurate.
I always have a backup plan.
One of the Von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Your demise is already calculated. Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done. I'll make it happen. see to it personally.
Flat.
On it. Let's make some opportunities.
I like it. Yeah.
To the heretics!
I don't think I've ever seen him actually get a hit.
What suspiciously
Probably
poor
should have.
timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Alright. So this is actually my third. Well, not really my third. I started a third playthrough for the Heretic path, but didn't actually like it very much. So this will be, hopefully, my third complete playthrough. The goal here is kind of an RP run. Carlyn is the character from the fiction series that I've been writing called Station Scylla. Find that information about that on my copy on my Twitch profile.
Rise to the top, or get
presumably
left in the
wherever you followed
dust.
me here from. Probably path-wise it'll be sort of Iconoclast. If folks haven't played the game before and I'm rushing through anything real too quickly, feel free to ask questions, tell me to slow the hell down, talk more because I forget to do that sometimes.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all sign of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back, everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth, bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in xeno-worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Adelthrad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
I don't know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of? Does this mean there are other heirs?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
If you're satisfied with Ethelfrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelfrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. It says in your profile that you bear the brand of sorcery, albeit sanctioned sorcery that is permitted in the service of the Imperium. I am accustomed to the presence of psykers at my side. More than that, I value their unique abilities highly. Perhaps that is why I am so intrigued by Ethelthrad's candidacy. A rogue trader psyker could achieve great things indeed. However, psykers are fragile creatures, and as such I would rather have a replacement standing ready in the event that something happens to Ethelthrad. Moreover, even changing your family name will not rid you of the fame you previously garnered. I hope it will also help you bring glory to the von Valancius dynasty, to which you now belong.
Did I hear you correctly that the Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the Void Ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Oh, Lord. You stuffy old man.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
I'll make an example out of you!
Let the blood flow! I can handle this. For the Imperium!
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Follow my lead.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
My way.
Who, if not me? Another enemy down. It's as good as done.
Death to the weak. Chaos guides me.
No mercy for
My place is at the fort. I took care of this one. One fewer target.
Break their morale. For the glory of the Imperium.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What is happening?
From what we have seen, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks.
The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer Prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them.
The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now.
Possibly. Quite likely. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Alright. Let us quick save. And fix a couple of things. That stupid thing off her head. I thought I turned that off. There we go.
Is there money to be made?
She already looks off backing up. Consider a custom portrait, but the only only question question I have as Carlyn's character is done in Final Fantasy 15. And I thought maybe it might look a bit out of sorts. The accursed traitor shot him at point-blank range. The arms is not looking too good. Uh-oh.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
I wish we'd gotten more of him before what's about to happen.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
Whatever state, what does that mean?
We are in the warp. Considering the attack, there could be a disruption in the Gellerfield and the infiltration of malevolent forces onto the decks. Psykers can react to such things in the most unpredictable ways.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Enough! Master of Whispers, you must not allow my heir to turn into a mindless mutant and to perish under Enforcer fire. Do whatever it takes to bring Edelthrad back to me. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come.
Nice lady.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I'll make do.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain.
Yeah.
I promised you a special destiny, Carlyn True. It is time to fulfill it. Ominous. Pum pum pum.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Void Fear, you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Your blood too thin for the Sentinel.
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of rot shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on her palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Get out! I am not your puppet! The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step toward the gates looming in the center of the chamber. I hope you enjoy it. This is probably my favorite CRPG I've played since like Fallout 2. It feels like it's kind of rare that we actually get a proper one with decent turn-based combat, honestly. Which is a big part of it, but the writing is just fantastic. In the gateway arch you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns his head to you, one of his eye sockets lighting up with two amber-like irises. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voivir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. The servitor looks notably different from the ones you were used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and it has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The mid-screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this has ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling like static. Is the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear a displeased grunt in your mind, as if the lurking entity has sensed something that is not to its liking. That's the wrong word. Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Bye-bye, motherfuckers.
There is still another way!
Sneaky bastard.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Give it a quick save. There's a big long dialogue before the... Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade. To be a paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, through pain to greatness.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The Circle Skull goes silent, its relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the Circle Skull will not answer. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Need me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Big ass doors.
Run, fools, or fall!
Mistress? What? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Conrad Voidveer is a traitor. When we parted ways in the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of his plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Voidveer openly admitted he's the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Sweet. Inventory time. proper gear of the guardswoman. I don't know Medicaid yet. I'll have to fix that. I'll give this to him for now.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Fix me.
This wound will make a fine. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warren Sentinel must have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
What exactly has gone on?
I am no helmsman. Or, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
What can we expect to find in the navigator's sanctum?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
The navigator's sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Chaos guide me, non-believer!
Heretics!
Run, fools, or fall!
Surrender to the dark powers!
Don't let your guard down. You never stood a chance. I'll see to it personally. Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Death to non-believers!
Victory is imminent.
Crush the feeble!
I serve the ruinous powers!
Just a minor setback.
On it.
I took care of this one. Oh, my ears are ringing.
Make them bleed!
I don't need luck. I have strategy. I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
It will be done. One fewer target. What advice do you seek?
Alright. Use that as an offhand. With a sword. We like a sword. Oh, so, hang on. Where's that? Oh, I don't have the revolver thingy anymore. Alright, I'll take that. I'll give that gun to him as an offhand. So he's got some shooting back. Level up time. Take some medication so I can heal myself. And also take some medical for the scout.
I always keep my options open.
I hear it, here, on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry. old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
This is Iconoclast, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity of your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its walls scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you, von Valancius, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psykers she wants one to replace her.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officers' deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
You know who I am.
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
You flinch at the seer's words. No doubt she is referring to the nightmares the torturers inflicted upon the body and mind. Their muscles contract involuntarily as if steeling themselves once more for the inevitable pain. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
You must be the navigator.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. Viking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Sounds like a plan to me. I don't want to get involved.
To arms!
Big on target wherever they are.
I will do my duty. I took care of this one. It will be done. One fewer target.
On it. What an unfortunate calling to me. Anything is?
Let's make it quick.
It's as good as done. Let's make some opportunities. Your end was inevitable.
Proper efficiency. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark, gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third that sits in the center of his forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead. But the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Follow the word of plaintive.
Master Vespider.
Your time is short.
The voices from the base of the dark shadow. Kind of short that you got.
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. He lurches forward and falls back on the seat, then thrusts forward again as his bones crack and his skin tears open. The portal of fusion between the body and the air pierces the surface. And you see what the fusion's hard words later slowly turn to truth. The real estate works like a curtain to the little swimming pits.
It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Indiro's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
begins to convulse violently, see streaking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. Dark ooze from under his third eyelid is turning from a trickle of a streaking mist of blood coming from his nose. There's a purplish swelling around him.
Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Who torments you?
The Urge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, this shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
Each word rings through your head. Holy the countless voices joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment, even your bearings. This unholy chorus must be found together with silence not meant for the smarter. I want to help you. Tell me how.
Run. The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run. Run.
What is that supposed to be?
A rite. A sacrifice offered. Oh. My heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the warrant chamber.
What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Theodora? Oh, but how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear.
Oh, yeah, because the warp isn't going to tell you what to do.
The footfalls of the bringer of twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes. She who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer.
The Navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
Navigator does not give a response. Black tears mist of blood is streaming from his closed eyelids, and the box of the of chair of metal static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Let's loot these fuckers.
I always have a backup plan.
I swear in one of my runs I found loot on the side of the whole season, but it's never happened again. I might just be misremembering. Anything useful from that? Scrappy iodine. Fire 2, Fire 4. I'll give that to her. It feels more in character for her than that. Then we get a spare Razcon. For me. Because the captain deserves the best. Isn't that right? game is 120 hours long. I'm having memory problems. Even though I just finished my last run like only a couple of weeks ago, at least I think it was a few weeks ago, I already forget stuff. But it means replaying stuff is like an almost new experience every time. Senility has its perks, apparently. Finally can't rewatch the same movie for the first time.
Your ship's as good as ours! It's all over for you!
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these...
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I shall introduce myself after you do the same.
Allow me, mistress. Sister Argenta, sacred warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas. Sister, this is Mistress von Valancius, a member of the Rogue Traders House.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the Dark Forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic!
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a Rogue Trader ship? Yours serve the Ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation, under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments, but we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What is happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us, but we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Goodness. What do we got here? A well-maintained lab. I'll take that.
Is there money to be made?
Quick save.
Here we go again.
Your Emperor won't save you!
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worth each strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
Nice shot.
Follow my lead! I took care of this one. Victory is imminent.
I'll make it happen.
You can do worse, but not by much.
I'll see to it personally.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, bud.
On it.
Farewell. Will do.
Chaos guides me.
Such is the will of chaos.
Out of my way!
Can I fall back now?
Your end is near!
I bring ruin.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Eradicated.
Death to the weak!
to dust!
I'll make it happen.
But of course. Was that you? Or...
I am your doom.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
I took care of this one. It will be done. Indeed.
It's as good as done. Who, if not me?
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate. On it. I'm not so sure.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Rookies! It will be done. We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
There we go. Oh, this is the new effect that they added from in the expansion. I guess it's supposed to queue off AdMech stuff and the you should have melee weapon. You are fine. You give the last guy backup.
We should deal with this.
Just as I planned. Always keep your eye on the prize.
Loot. Looting will continue until morale improves. You can wear those for now.
Success is the only outcome I accept. I always get the job done. Just as I planned. That's how it's done.
I better myself through my service.
Shattering kaboom! Level up time. Yee.
Over there!
I always keep my options open. Success is the only outcome I accept.
Sweet. Cool helmet. That goes to you, because you're the tanky guy. And you must take all of the hits. Those are the rules. Ow.
Keep your wits about you.
Now comes the big moment. wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette formed from the raging wall of fire. You were surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, and you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora Valencius.
Are you lost, my heir?
Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
I am a rogue trader. I am wherever my will demands me to be. Would you prefer to be elsewhere at this time? Indubitably. But are you ready? I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer could be nothing but acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
I will not leave people in harm's way. You look away the invariable feet instantly makes your skin further and frozen even beyond the shroud of smoke that is stronger. And hopefully, once you and your companions rush back, party porters and guiding survivors, and your determination to completely forget about you. And when you turn your head, you see nothing but the middle of the fire.
I always have a backup plan.
Where did she go? The thing that was standing in front of us in the fire? I could have sworn.
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch? The Emperor favors me today.
Well, are you gonna do it? Minor technical difficulties? There's no small number
Is
of
there
bugs
money to be made?
in the new patch. They had it hotfixed up within hours.
Too late! We are too late! Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here. which would be even worse.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak, without us.
My lady, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us. So now we will follow you through thick and thin.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's Voxcasts. They are still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now, at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest that we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Maud headed for earlier.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Sure there's supposed to be a line there.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Let us not dawdle.
This is when we find out how the other... Uh-oh. She did. And it's spooky. Fancy house. Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy fate.
It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Yeah, I forgot to mute Discord. I should probably do that real quick. Oh god, of course they could reorganize the friggin' settings.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
I doubt it. Voidsphere was humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of steel. The safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon was off. The killer must have been a split-second quicker than he. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. The rogue trader's life was ended by an auto pistol shot. An extraordinarily accurate that. Theodora's face wears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent, rather than something completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Petroleum, basically, to translate from 40k speak. Dear, what did these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
Records, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter, signed with the initials X and C. The seal symbol is vaguely familiar. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rycat system. One of my acolytes, interrogator Heinrich von Kalox, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to the Furibundus system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator Van Kalox's activities on Rycat Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, Van Kalox himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you. XC. The letter sends shivers down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to the Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the Holy Ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperator that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Yeah, that's the Imperator.
Yes. The crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Rotting Lord Captain. She's barely cold and already looting her stuff. Take that. And that. Well, maybe not the cape. And we'll keep it for now.
Keep your wits about you.
Suffer not the heretic to live!
Your Emperor won't save you!
On it. Never stood a chance. I'll make it happen.
Man, I cannot hit the broadside of the bomb.
Guided by faith! I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Doubt is for the weak. voice in battle! Oh, you, my Emperor!
But of course, farewell. Not the scryer's job. Anything else?
This is why I was chosen!
Brace yourself, Abela.
Chaos guides me.
I will do my duty. Ha-ha! Reduced to dust! At your beck and call.
I'm ready for whatever comes.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Will do. Was that you? Or...
Each strike is a prayer.
I am at your service.
Sweet. I'm dumb enough to wear that. Her or her? He might actually be smart enough. Alright, you can have it. Our last pistols. Good. She can replace that useless auto pistol that she definitely did not use to do anything untoward. I promise. Firearm mastery. Hooray! I get extra attacks now. And my first talent. Sort by source, sort by type. Oh, that's right. They have a whole new... So I'm definitely going to want that at some point. That's not a priority. Build up A for combat. Because in the books, she uses 2 guns. Definitely want that. That's a lot of results. Oh, interesting. Yeah, one of the, so there's some new ones in here that'll key off the augments and stuff. So we get another one and another level, so I'm not super worried. Yes, we want that for you. She goes through a lot of ammo. It's really fast if
I always keep my options open.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there is any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader.
You look dreadful.
I am still standing, and I have enough strength in me for one more fight. All that truly concerns me is this. Where is the Lord Captain?
Theodora von Valencia is dead. I found her in our military study.
God Emperor preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Ship can still be steered out, but we must first restore communication from the bridge and the center.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
You can see Conrad Wakefield clearly blue on the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dirt drops that seem like the heart of something.
We are out of time!
Elfred fights his uncle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Elfred's eyes and begin to turn sick with yellow. That complicates things.
The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell. Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Closed ranks!
Come to chaos!
Unholy powers of the archenemy!
I'll see to it then. Who is not me? I'll make it happen.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Toast.
Death to non-believers! My faith strengthens me.
Victory is imminent. I suck for it.
That was stupid.
Weapon at the ready. Death to the heretics!
Will do. But of course.
I serve the ruinous powers! Oh. Chaos guides me!
Be gone.
Don't let your guard down.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'm a member. Out of my way!
At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead. Follow my lead.
They will discern the future on the battlefield. Anything else?
Death to the weak.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Just a minor setback.
I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
I'm a shock bolter.
Break them around. My faith strengthens me.
On it. Will do. Anything else?
Who, if not me? On it. Here's my perfect moment. The best defense is a good offense. I'm not injured. I'm enraged. As the Emperor commands, I act.
My ears are ringing vigilant.
Will do.
Was that you?
I'm a member.
Did I mention that my whispers tell you jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your eyes bleed and blood curdle. Talk about black comedy.
Oh, the storm they warned me about has finally started. It sounds like somebody's power washing my windows. So if I get disconnected and the stream suddenly goes quiet, although we're probably going to end this shortly because we're about at the end of the prologue. Armor penetration. Pause plan, read ninth, dodge, parry. Such a weird one. Yeah, she can't increase her power level because she's. However. Yeah, there's the... Oh, they even changed how it sorts. I need that later. I need this one first of all. Too, we want that later. Mystic skill. Rapid movement.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer prayers for the hero who renounced his impure life in the name of humanity.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
Yeah, God, it was so humid. It was like, it got up to like 95 and 55% humidity earlier. I vaguely debated grabbing some snacks before the stream, at least popping down to the gas station like a couple blocks away. And literally the second I walked outside, it was like I could feel myself steaming. My clothes felt damp. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. I don't care where it is.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
How did you people survive in here?
Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. The words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, mistress. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. And please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
I am ready. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false robe trader's eyes reveal the entity's true surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other a vessel of ancient evil roars into you. The voice sweeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
It resonates and merges with the voices of already several colleagues into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all of these voices are merely a manifestation of the same call that is permanently living.
truth that is destined to triumph. For this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live. The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelor's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. I cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else is entirely as bloated with the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will be their first briefing. These have sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found. Which is unsurprising, given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her more important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So, prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, Your Ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. You misspoke, surely. I am the Lady Captain, am I not? There is no mistake, Your Ladyship. Lady Theodora before you was also the Lord Captain. Do not take your title literally. Think of it as a sacred rank that remains unchanging no matter who bears the warrant. You have been chosen by the Emperor to carry the honorable burden of the rogue trader. High Gothic, whence this title originates, is a highly formal language, and so a certain level of inflexibility is to be expected. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voidfear? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. When ready to start the briefing, summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and weariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Carlyn True von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps he would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, Your Ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Otta of the Toliman line, your new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve, Your Ladyship. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Besides her is Revor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. A bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large, dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factotum, Janrus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair and it offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drives Master, the servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech-priest mechadendrites. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Weiss, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valencia's protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Conrad Voigtier's treachery. I will deliver a report to your ladyship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing. The Master-at-Arms and Confessor Adalbert. Adalbert. That is a word. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, and of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel. And Mistress Sauerbach, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master-at-Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voigtlier. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of proceedings. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. This preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what do you have to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech-priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is fuel. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also include trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Reichheim. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale rogue trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding of government. that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the rogue trader. Especially true, given Algos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled palates he usually installs as governors on his planets. Drive, Master. I'll hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox translator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed. Thankfully on Messiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Ingenseer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drive Master's words? This ship's most senior tech priest, most senior both in rank and in experience, is dead. If we do not find a replacement, we will be unable to resolve the problems with the warp engine. Answers the Vox Master instantly without even thinking. This is not the first time she has acted as an interpreter between the ship's various inhabitants. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. What you are, Lord Cotton? To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Ingenseer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your ladyship, if you'll allow me to interject. When we arrived at this system, my crew called the standard protocols, conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Novus Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the god of earth. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull, as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the god emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, and or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. It's slightly less shitty news. We can go round and round the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethean and supplies last. And if any thick as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No. My job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before turning away. I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon a fool. The ship is in ruins. Every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you. Oh yes, your fame has reached even as far as the Expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight. The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We are ready to fight, said as the Lord Captain True. So, to summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members and require a new engineer prime and a navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in this sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. I am compelled to draw your attention to another problem. It is on a lesser scale than anything previously mentioned, but it is nonetheless significant. Our most ancient acolyte, the sacred implantation throw damaged during the riot, is at risk of destruction. I dare not take up any more of your valuable time, so please, if possible, attend the Sector Bionica, where the Drives Master will tell you of the tragedy. What can you tell me about the system we currently find ourselves in? I see the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Toliman. Apologies. We are in the Reichert star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Reichert itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. This situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobilite station and find out what void is going on. Thank you for all your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your ladyship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henrix von Kallax, an interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Fioravanta system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Reichert Doris, may know something. That is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Dear Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Daybreak. Idira, come to your senses. Damn it! Your ladyship, here's the thing, I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Day. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mr. Schloss? No, not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it. All right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my visitors on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. Time to get to work. And with that, the prologue is complete. And I think we're going to go ahead and stop it here for the night because my throat is starting to get cranky about how much talking I just had to do. Thank you everyone for coming by and enjoying, and I hope you will come back when next I pick this up again. I'm a little concerned because some of the dialogue options on the bridge are not consistent with the path that I picked. I'm wondering if there's still some kind of story bug in the new DLC, but I guess we'll find out, or just roll with it. Yeah, let me see. Is anyone I know actually streaming? No. Well, I don't want to just go raid you into a bunch of complete strangers, so I hope you all have a good evening. I will be posting VODs of this for anybody who missed the beginning or whatever. They'll be up on my YouTube channel. If you follow me on Tumblr or look for AC Danvers, I think it is, on YouTube, you should be able to find that there as well. And of course, I have the VODs turned on Twitch, which will be available for the next week. So, have a good night, and I'm going to go make sure my doors still work. Have a good one.